life practice community.
What do we need for this practice? We need nothing really. Have your pillow, have maybe a block. Pillow and a block if you have. If you don't have a block, a book, whatever. And we're going to start our practice in a child's pose. So you can come onto your mat. I'm in my pajamas today. And if you want to have a pillow underneath you, feel free. Just kind of snuggle in towards the pillow and maybe rest one side of the forehead. I'm going to play a little bit of quiet music tonight. Do let me know in the chat if you can't hear me, if it's too loud. I'm going to play it on my external speaker just because it's way too loud when I play it directly on the computer. So I've been spending some time this week reviewing the yamas and the niyamas. These are the moral and the ethical commitments of yoga. The reason why I've been reviewing them is I was doing some work on our 30-day challenge, writing daily reflections for next month's challenge on all the yamas and niyamas. And I came across one that really speaks to me, but it's one that I'm not or wasn't super knowledgeable about until I'm not even knowledgeable about it, but it wasn't one that resonated with me until recently. This is the niyama Ishvara Pranidhana, the fifth and final niyama. And what it asks of us is that we have a belief or a devotion to something bigger than ourselves. Whether it's a religious belief that we have or a belief in our highest potential, a belief in the universe. Every single person has a different belief. But Patanjali said that we need to believe in something. He said that we need it to achieve the state of yoga. So as we rest in our stillness and we rest in this shape, I invite you to set an intention around this theme. Maybe directing your energy away from the personal dramas of your life and seeing the bigger picture. Perhaps just setting the intention, this too I accept. take a few deep breaths in our balasana, connecting to that inner life force, our prana, our breath. Just feeling the back line of your body soften and the skin on your sacrum spreading. And can you take one more round of breath in that child's pose? And then if you're cushioned on a pillow, can you just lift up? And then slide that pillow to the side. We're going to rest on the hands and knees and move a tiny bit before we revisit stillness. So when you take a breath in, ripple at your heart, lift your chin. This is your cow. And then exhale, curl the spine, tuck the chin. This is your cat. And then can you move with the rhythm of your breath? Just take a few more rounds. And then come all the way into neutral. We're going to do something different today. We're going to do one down dog in our yin, just one. So tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. And in this down dog, I want you to just release any tension from the body and move freely and organically. So you might bend one knee and bend the next. You might bend both knees at once and stretch the hips up. You might rock your head, letting go. And then eventually come into a bit of stillness. And then walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Nice, you're coming into a forward fold. Now in our forward fold today, we are going to do an arm variation. We're going to take eagle arms in our forward fold. Okay, so you can have your feet wide a little bit. Come to stand. I'm just going to bend down so you can see. You're going to wrap your right arm underneath your left. And then maybe high five your hands together. So that's your eagle. Your hands can also be on your shoulders. And then you're going to hinge your heart forward. So you're coming to let the head dangle. So this is a shoulder opener, and this is also a release of the back of the hamstrings. So in the first month of the mindful life practice, months ago, I set a theme for one of my classes, or one of my goals was to explore every yama and niyama. And I put off this one, Ishvara Pranidhana. The reason why I put it off was because I'm not truly comfortable with it. Some of you know I was raised in a household that was like not at all religious. And because I have so little understanding of religion, I didn't really feel comfortable leading a class with this theme. So I felt like I didn't really understand it. The thing about Ishvara Pranidhana is it's not telling you what religion to have. It's not giving you guidelines on what you must believe in. But it's just recognizing that we need some kind of spirituality to find contentment. Can you just take 3 more breaths on this side? And then can you slowly roll up and then unravel? And then we'll just take that same pose on the opposite side. So you can weave the arms together, left arm underneath the right. And then maybe coming all the way forward. Being really gentle with the knees, gentle with the backs of the hamstrings. So my parents growing up were both scientists. And I think if they had any belief system, it was maybe just a belief in human life and human potential and ecosystems and compost. I didn't grow up practicing religion. And it always felt for me like something was missing. One of my problems in particular was that I always felt like I was a victim to everything. Like, why are bad things always happening to me? Why am I so depressed? Why am I so unhappy? Why are things so hard? And I think the purpose that yoga served for me more than anything was answering this question, like, why are we here? Slowly, as I reconnected to my breath and my body and my mind, I started cultivating things like ahimsa, compassion, and satya, truth, and all of a sudden things became less about like, why is this happening to me? And more, why is this happening for me? So the irony was this niyama that I avoided exploring for so long might be the one that really resonates with me the most. Because to cultivate that state of yoga, I had to believe in something. Just stay here for 3 more breaths. You're doing awesome. And then can you release your interlaced palms and just wiggle your feet together? Let's take a breath in and just halfway lift, let your fingertips brush your shins, and then take an exhale, forward fold. And then root through the soles of the feet, and then inhale, circle your palms all the way up. And then can you take your palms into heart center? Let your palms rest alongside your hips. Stand tall in a mountain. Feel your breath move through your body. Can you visualize right now that you are the mountain? And as seasons pass throughout your life, you stay strong and calm amidst it all. Breathing in and breathing out. I am strong and I am steady and I am accepting of everything. Take 1 more breath. And then can you come all the way forward? Nice. We're going to come back onto the hands and knees, and we're going to take lizard pose. Dragon and yin. So you're going to walk your left knee back. And if you have sensitive kneecaps, you might place a cushion or blanket underneath your left knee. And then you can take your right palm to the inside of your right foot, kind of take your right foot off the side. And then you might roll onto the outer edge of the right foot and maybe bring your elbows down. So Ishvara translates to a God of our understanding, a deity, our higher selves, nature, the divine within. And Pranidhana means to surrender, to devote or dedicate. Rumi writes, do not feel lonely. The entire universe is inside of you. Stop acting so small. You are the universe in ecstatic motion. Set your life on fire. Seek those who fan your flames. This sutra just asks that we let go and surrender. does that mean? Surrender doesn't mean to give in. But it's a willingness to be nudged in a direction for our greater good. This too I accept. Can you stay here for 5 more breaths? And then can you just slowly come up out of it? Step your right foot back. Just take a moment, sit on the heel. Come to the opposite side. Coming forward. Stepping your left foot forward. You can roll onto the outer edge of the left foot, maybe come onto the elbows. I used to get stuck in negative headspaces where I would kind of judge others, judge myself, criticize others. Criticize myself. I wasn't able to see every lesson along the way as something to learn, and I wasn't able to identify everyone I met along the way as a teacher. I was generally pretty unhappy in life. And something having a regular spiritual or yoga practice has really helped me find is this appreciation that everything happens for a reason. Right? Like I speak often of how depressed I was at the start of lockdown when I was all of a sudden let go from my position teaching yoga. And it created this. It created this beautiful community that would have never existed had that really sad thing not happened to me. It's so interesting because I harbored so much resentment towards people in my life for such a long time, and now I imagine if I ever run into them, I'll just say thank you. Thank you. At the time, it felt like this really sad ending, but it was actually just a beautiful beginning. Once you're able to identify this bigger purpose, it helps you shift your understanding of everything. Helps you find contentment, helps you tap into that state of yoga, which really is just union. Union with the self, union with the body, union with the mind, union with each other. That's what we're here for. The poses are just poses, they don't matter. Take a few more breaths, you got this. Nice commitment, everyone. Let's breathe our way up. And then step the left foot back. Once again, sit the hips back on the heels. Breathe in and breathe out. A lot of tension in the back. We're going to counter that with a heart opener with a Sphinx pose. So we're going to walk our way forward and then just settle the hips onto the mat and come onto the elbows. In our modern lives, we spend a lot of time hunched over our computers, hunched over our phones, hunched over the steering wheel. That's why poses like this are so essential. Because they counter all of that. Create space where we might have been stuck. Creating an openness and expansiveness. Space to breathe and just be. either stay here, or if you want to walk your hands a little wider and then push your palms into the mat and lift your heart, you might do that. This is called seal pose. It's quite deep. Just be here for 2 minutes. Taking 5 more breaths. And slowly lower. Let's just land the forearms and rest a cheek. And we'll bend the knees and then just knock the feet from side to side. Just releasing any tension in the back. Just land the feet back on the mat. And let's rock our way over so that we're on the back body. Take your knees into your chest. Open your cactus arms on the mat. Cross the right thigh on top of the left and then just shift the hips towards the right and drop the knees over to the left. So this is your twisted root. And you can gaze over the right shoulder. And if it's too much already, then you might just bring your knees to stack. Gaze over the right shoulder. here for one more minute. And can we take the knees all the way back up through center? And then just uncross the legs. Feel the difference from the right side to the left. And then cross the left thigh over top of the right, slide the hips to the left. Drop the knees over to the right. Surrender. Surrender to the postures. The difficult ones reflect life's struggles. The sweet ones are joy. Surrender to the outcome of your actions. They are not in your control. Each day, each practice, just do your best. Surrender to the universe. The marvel of nature. Surrender to the things that you never saw coming. Surrender to your present difficulties. The pain and the losses. Especially the things you tried so hard to control, but you couldn't. Just surrender to the definition of yourself. Your judgments. They're just your way of limiting who you are. Have a deep, unwavering trust that right now you are where you're meant to be. And just feel the universe working beautiful magic through you. Stay here for one more round of breath. And then just slowly unwind up out of it. Bringing your feet to rest, your knees to knock together. And then for the last pose, we're going to come up into our legs up the wall. So if you have a wall nearby, that's ideal. And if you don't, you can just bring your legs up high or just slide them to rest on a piece of furniture. Let your heels rest on the wall and let your back be heavy. Just allowing the blood flow to go back to the brain, back to the heart, back to the back. Just resting in stillness with the knowledge that you were never more perfect than you are now. In this moment right now, it's all that there is. Trust that you are loved. Trust that you are never alone. Trust that there is no one else like you. Let the love radiate like tidal waves. Let it wash the world around you in its magnificent glow. Breathe in all the love that the universe has to offer. And then just let it go. Let it go. you want to stay with legs up the wall, stay. If you want to stretch out into your full shavasana or take a seated meditation, feel free. Just choose a pose that's going to hold you like in a container. Just allowing you to process that experience. And maybe as you soften and settle into this shape, invite in the inquiry. What is my practice about? What do I wish to cultivate in this hour on this little rectangle in my home that I want to take with me off of my mat and into my life? What is the spirituality that I'm fostering? And as you receive this posture, maybe you feel a small shift in your being and a connection to something bigger than yourself. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Give your fingers and your toes a little wiggle. Running a nice long stretch, fingertips all the way through toe. Take your knees into your chest, give your body a nice hug. Nice, slowly make your way up to seated. Placing your palms at the heart center. Lengthening through the spine, thumbs into your heartbeat. Let your head balance on both shoulders. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We close with our intention. Ancient intention, but the original intention was passed from the heart of my teacher, and I pass it to you. It's that our yoga practice remains steady. Our efforts on this path remain continuous. Our yoga serves and benefits all beings everywhere. May all beings be safe, be happy, be healthy, and be free. And may the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. So we'll finish with an Om. We're going to inhale, exhale. Inhale through to make the Om. So a large breath in. Deep breath out. Big breath in. Thank you so much for sharing the space and the practice. The light in me, it sees and honors the light within you. Om Shanti Shanti, peace, namaste.